Joy Guru. Today I would like to explain the idea of a sloka of Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the light of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha to the extent I have realized or I have understood. Now this sloka is the 56th sloka of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And you must know the scenario when Lord Krishna has stated this sloka. When Arjun wanted to know the symptoms, or you can say the characteristic features or signs of a man of a steady wisdom, or you can say the characteristic features of sthito praggo, that is of a realized person, of a knowledged person, then Lord Krishna has stated several slokas regarding this, and this sloka, there is 56th sloka, is one of them. Now let me chant the sloka at first. Dukkheshu anudvigna mana sukheshu vigato spriyoho vitorago vayakrodha sthito dhiri muniruchyate. Let me chant it again. Dukkheshu anidvigna mana sukheshu vigato spriyoho vitorago bhayakrodha sthito dhiri muniruchyate. Dukkheshu anudvigna mana sukheshu vigato spriyoho vitorago bhayakrodha sthito dhiri muniruchyate. Now the literal meaning is almost like this, that monk is called a man of steady wisdom when his mind is unperturbed in sorrow. He is free from longing for delights and has gone beyond attachment, fear and anger. Now if we follow the literal translation, then it may apparently seem somewhat misleading, somewhat you can say incoherent. Why? Because apparently, I must say apparently, if I do not go into the details, if I do not go deep into the meaning. Why? That you see, let me say the meaning of almost each of the keywords. First of all, dukkheshu anudvigna mana. Dukkheshu anudvigna mana. That is, that person whose mind is unperturbed in sorrow. That is anudvigna mana. Sukheshu vigato spriyoho. That is, he is free from the longing for delights. Vitoraga bhayakrodha sthito dhiri muniruchyate. That is, he has gone beyond attachment. That is rag. You must know that here rag doesn't mean anger. Rag means attachment. And bhoy means fear. And krodh means anger. Now, if we follow, as I have already stated, the literal meaning of this sloka, then it states that that person is the realized person, that person is the knowledged person, that person is the man of steady wisdom, whose mind is unperturbed in sorrow, and who is free from longing for delights. If it is so, let us assume that this is really so, then I can equate this person with, let's say, with inanimate objects like brick, stone or a piece of wood, isn't so? Because we assume that these inanimate objects have no sensations. Here is the same case. The man who is called a man of steady wisdom or a realized person or a knowledge person, if he is absolutely unperturbed in sorrow, if he is free from longing for delights, if he has no attachment, fear or anger, then he is definitely an insensitive person. How can I say that that person is a realized person, is a man of steady wisdom? Isn't so? So therefore, you see, literal translation often is misleading, at least apparently. So what should be the meaning of this explanation? Is it a fact that Lord Krishna has stated that insensitive person who has no anger, who has no fear, who has no attachment, who is unperturbed in sorrow, who has no longing for delightment, is that person is a man of steady wisdom? If it is so, then I cannot really understand the nature of that person. I have absolutely no familiarity with that person. I do not know that person. Is it really so? This is possibly not the real explanation. So what is the real explanation? Now in this connection I would like to narrate a piece of conversation between Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha and one of his disciples, namely Sharat Chandra Haldar. So the reason why I am stating such, because it has got a connection. You see, Sharat Chandra Haldar was a professor in English, and he was almost accustomed to ask unpleasant questions to Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha. Though I must say that I am indebted to him, because since he has posed such unfair questions, or you can say unpleasant questions, that's the reason why we have got the answer from Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, which are, I should say, priceless to say the least. Now one day Sharat Chandra Haldar actually commented that see, when people come to you to ventilate their grievances, their sufferings, their agonies, then it seems that you become more sorrowful. You become even more, you become rather more, mournful, even more than them. And when a person informs about any good news, you become more delightful. You become, more merrier than that person. How is it? And if it is so, then how can I say that you are a man of steady wisdom, as stated in the 56th sloka of Srimad Bhagavad Gita? This is present in the second chapter, which is the path of knowledge, Sankhya. Now, so therefore, this was the comment of Sharat Chandra Haldar, and it is really so. You see, Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha was so sensitive person that he got amused when he got good news from any person, and he got delighted on the occasion of the delightments, and he became mournful, on the occasion of sorrow of others, of course, and it is definitely a fact. So as Sharadda has rightly commented that how can I fit you as a man of steady wisdom, as stated in the sloka. Then hearing this comment, Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha rather replied like this: am I not a human being after all? I have not been able to become God anyway. Then he added something. Just see, Sharadda, whether I laugh, whether I cry, or whether I do anything, I never forget the inner being of myself, that I am the Anukul Chakraborty, son of Shiv Chandra Chakraborty. You see, here lies the explanation. So he has stated that am I not a human being after all? That means definitely I have emotions, definitely I have sensations. Yes, I am delightful when I get the news of any occasions of delightments. Yes, I become mournful. I become mournful when I get sad news or bad news. Yes, definitely I have all these qualities. After all, I am a human being. Up to this extent it is true. And if we rather think that we want to equate Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha as a man of steady wisdom, as stated in the 56th sloka, yes, then in that respect Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha is not a man of steady wisdom, apparently. But if we go deep, if we see his second addition, that is, whether I cry, whether I laugh, or whether I do whatever things, after all I never forget my inner being, that I am the Anukul Chakraborty, son of Sri Shivchandra Chakraborty. What does it mean? That means that here, it means that even when he cries, even when he laughs, because of, delightments or some sorrowful news, respectively, but then he never forgets that he is the Nitya Buddha Suddha Mukta Atma. He is the eternal. Nitya means eternal, Buddha means enlightened, Suddha means pure, and Mukta means liberated soul. That I am the eternal, I am the enlightened, I am the pure, I am the liberated soul. This idea, this conception, I never deviate. This is the answer of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. That I am Anukul Chakraborty. That means this is my inner nature. That my inner nature is God. You can say is the Satchidananda, which is the characteristic feature of God. At least I believe that He is the God Himself. So therefore, He never forgets the inner nature of the inner being, or real nature of his inner being. That He is the God Himself. That is, He is always attached with His inner being. That is Nitya Siddha Buddha Mukta Atma. But then when he is rather when he becomes mournful in sorrows, when he becomes delightful in delights, do you think that these are acting? No, these are not actings. These are real. But then at the same time, even when he is expressing his delightments, even then at that time also, he is always attached with his inner being. In other words, he is always aware of the real nature of his inner being. In other words, two things, or you can say two happenings, or you can say two incidents are happening at the same time. Simultaneously, these two things are happening. That is, on one hand, yes, he is expressing his delightments on occasion of delightments. He is expressing delights, on the occasion of delightments, and he is expressing his you can say his pains or agonies on the occasions of some sad news or bad news. But at the same time, he is repeating his holy name. He is watching the picture of the beloved. At least in this case, he himself. At least I believe so. So the two things, when two incidents that are happening at the same time, or you can say simultaneously, then the man is called, that man is the man of steady wisdom. Not that he will not be perturbed in sorrow, not that he will not be, he will not long for delightments. It is not that he would not have any attachment or fear or anger. No, all these qualities, or you can say whatever name you may give it, all these qualities he may have, but even then he may be a man of steady wisdom. This is the matter. In this connection, I would like to say, or rather I would like to narrate an incident. You see, the same Sarodha once asked Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra that, "Oh Thakur, you always advise us to repeat the holy name, but then when you do your holy name, I cannot really fathom anyway." Hearing this, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, and yes, it is true, because Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra was conversing with his disciples and he was busy working with some other assignments. But then it is quite natural that at least you can say at those times, at those times he cannot repeat his holy name. He cannot watch the picture of his loved Lord. This is but natural. That is the reason why Sharat Chandra Haldar asked this question. Then hearing this question, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra immediately answered, "When don't I repeat holy name? Even if I want to forget holy name, the holy name does not leave me." This was the answer of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, and this is precisely the correct statement, because of the fact, as Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra stated, that is he is always repeating the holy name. How? Perhaps you have heard the name of hot spring. It is one of such is present in Bokkeshwar of West Bengal of India. You see, where helium is always emitting. You see, spontaneously, automatically. This is automatic. No one can resist it. No one can prevent it. Same is the case with Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra also. Within him, name is automatic. Repetition of name is automatic. It is spontaneous. He does not need to repeat holy name with any trace or with any strain. It is automatic. It is spontaneous. The same is not true for us. We will have to repeat name with strain and trace. We cannot make it as very automatic, as very natural. Because you see, for example, we take air from the environment, and that is breathing phenomenon. You can say breathing exercise is always going on. But am I aware of this? Why am I not aware of this? Because it is automatic. It is more or less spontaneous. Only when I am aware of this fact only when I get myself infected with kind of asthma or some kind of breathing difficulty. Only then I can realize. Otherwise not. Because it is automatic, because it is spontaneous. Same is the case with Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra also. Because he is the very epitome, he is the very embodiment of holy name. So, in other words, you see, in the spiritual world, there are two terms. One is called Bacho and another is called Bacho. That is, it is said that Om is a holy name. It is said that Tasya Bachako Pranava. That means that, you see, that is the symbol, the sign of God is Om. That is a sound vibration, a sound. That is the signal, or you can say that is the symbol. But who is the Bacho? Bacho is the Lord himself, is the God himself. God is Bacho, while the Om, or you can say while the sound is Bacho. Now the holy name that Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has given to us is the Bacho. And Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra himself is the Bacho. So therefore it is inseparable. You cannot separate them. You cannot really separate the name from Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. In other words, the sound vibration of the name of the holy name that Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has given to us is you can say is synonymous to his figure, to his body, or to his to Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra himself. So Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra and the sound vibration, in other words the holy name, are two inseparable things, are two inseparable entities. So therefore Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra is the Bacho, while the holy name that Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has given to us is the Bacho. You see, in this connection I would like to give a metaphor. It's not that I have invented this metaphor, it is in vogue. You see, once a person advises a fish who is swimming in the water, you see, he actually advises like this. You see you must take bath sometimes, because after all it is good for health. Now what answer will this fish give? Because he is always in water. In other words, he is always in the bathing process. But this person is advising him to take bath sometimes. Same is the case with Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra also. Sharad Thalnada actually wanted to advise Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra that you please do holy name, you see, sometimes, so that we can be inspired by your exhibition. But it's not actually so. It is always going on. It is what is known as Ajo Pajo. You see, it's a separate term altogether. So what is important, that is the meaning of this, or you can say in conclusion I would like to say that the meaning of this sloka is something different from the literal meaning. The meaning is that a man or that monk or that person can be called a man of steady wisdom or a realized person if he is perturbed in sorrows, if he has longing for delightments, and if he has attachment, fear and anger. Still he is a man of steady wisdom if he does not forget the real nature of his inner being at any time. This is precisely the meaning of this sloka. That is, he who is always attached with his inner self, that is Satchidananda, that is God himself, then he is a man of steady wisdom. No matter even if he is perturbed in sorrows, if he is delighted, you see, in some delightments, or if he has attachment for any objects or anything or complex, or he has fear, or he has anger. No matter. What is important, that he never deviates from the real nature of his inner self. The other name of Lord Krishna is Achyut. Achyut means who never deviates from the inner being. That he is always attached with the inner being. So, what is the message that Lord Krishna has given to us through this sloka? I think the message is simply this, that we can also become sthita prajna, that is, I can also be a man of steady wisdom, at least to a certain extent, if I can repeat holy name even in sorrows. If I am able to repeat the holy name even in delightments. So no matter, even if I have attachment, if I have fear, if I have anger, even then, in all the circumstances, in all the happenings, if I am able to repeat the holy name that Sri Thakur Anukul Chanda has given to me, or given to us, in my case of course, and if I am able to watch the picture of my love Lord, in my case Sri Thakur Anukul Chanda, the picture of Sri Thakur Anukul Chanda himself, then I should be called a man of steady wisdom, at least to a certain extent. This is the message of this particular sloka. Not that I will have to be I will have to be an inanimate object, I will have to be an insensitive object, I will have to be a non-living object for being a man of steady wisdom. No, it is not. The literal meaning is often misleading. Of course, apparent, I must say. So I would like to say that as Sri Thakur Anukul Chanda stated, and so therefore he is always in two states. One is Dalian state, what is called Leela, and the other is trance state, that is Samadhi, or you can say superconscious state. In other words, a person who can remain in superconscious state, even in conscious state, he can be called as a man of steady wisdom. In other words, for example, as I have already stated, that yes, Sri Thakur Anukul Chanda, when he picks, when he laughs, when he cries, even then he was always repeating the holy name within himself. In other words, it was automatic, it was spontaneous, and so therefore, name and Sri Thakur Anukul Chanda are two inseparable objects. So you can say the essence of this motto, or of this sloka, or of the message of Lord Krishna is simply this, that you please go on repeating the holy name, and you please go on watching the picture of your love Lord, to remain yourself attached with the God. And you go on. You are free to feel. Morrows in sorrows. You can feel delighted in delightments. No matter. But if you have the capacity to get yourself attached with God, then you can be said as a man of steady wisdom, at least to a certain extent. That is, at least to the extent that you are able to perform this job. So this is, I think, the meaning, or you can say the explanation of this sloka. So far I have understood. And last but not the least, I must say that I am not telling, but I am not, you can say, I am not telling that my explanation is absolutely flawless. Not at all. You may have your own explanation, definitely. But what I want to say, or what I want to rather request you, that you please ponder over the meaning of this sloka, and you please judge yourself that what is the true meaning, or what is the true explanation of this very popular but often, you can say, often misleading sloka. Misleading in the sense that misleading in the explanation. I would like to say that very many people actually explain it, I think, explain it in various ways which are not always, I should say, always in the tune of the real, you can say, of the real meaning or the real message of this sloka. So, live in love. Joy Guru.